Welcome to episode 177 of the Fully In It podcast. This is the third in a series of Q&A episodes that are running during my maternity leave with my fourth baby. These questions were submitted by my community on Instagram, and today's topic is, how do you stay connected to your kids and your spouse while running a business? Welcome to the Fully In It podcast with Kate Saffel, a show for powerful moms growing life-changing businesses while showing up intentionally for their families. I teach you how to create a family-first and profitable business in less time by leveraging simple strategy, mom life-friendly systems, and above all, the mindset of going fully in it. You ready? I love this question so much, and I was so grateful to receive it because this is a challenge when you are a mother, you are running a business, you are married, or you're in a partnership. You have a lot of different roles that you are carrying, and sometimes it can feel really difficult to hold it all and to stay connected. And so I just want to first acknowledge that you're not alone if you're feeling a bit disconnected or you're struggling with making sure all your kids' needs are met as well as your husband's. It's a lot to hold. Not to mention, you've got your own needs that need to be met. And if you have a business, you've got customers or clients. It's a lot of people to be responsible to. So I think just even starting there and just saying, hey, I'm holding a lot, and acknowledging that can maybe take off a little bit of the pressure. And remind yourself that you're not a superhuman, you're a real human. You're a real human who's probably a bit sleep deprived. You're a real human who has good days and bad days. You're a real human that can be joyful one day and feel angry or frustrated for no reason another day. This is part of the human experience. And again, I think I said this in a previous episode, but it's really easy to look at social media and they have, all the tips and the perfect moms and the perfect business owners. And you're like, is this for real? And I'm here to tell you it's not. It's not for real. I have days where I feel very connected to my kids. And then I have days where I want to be somewhere else. And I just think that is part of the human experience. But what do you do with it? Like if you want to be really intentional, and I am all about being very intentional when it comes to motherhood and it comes to business and it comes to marriage. I think all of those things are so important. It's where we want to put our energy first and foremost. So how do you build that connection? Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about each area. So let's talk first about marriage. For me personally, I've been married almost 18 years and we've experienced our share of ups and downs in our marriage. We have known each other for 20 years, which is crazy to even think about. And for me, what has often come up is that there's been seasons where I just don't feel like connecting. I'm feeling selfish about my time. I'm feeling stretched. I'm just feeling like I don't have anything else left to give. And what I've really come to realize is that when your marriage is solid, when you two feel connected, when you're on the same page, and by the way, this doesn't mean you have to have, a perfect date night every week, or you need to follow some kind of script when it comes to communicating, but it just means that you're attempting and it's important to you to be really connected to your spouse. And so in my marriage, what this looks like is really paying attention to what Kirk is going through, what's happening in his life, and trying to be very responsive to that, be supportive, check in with him, ask him how he's doing, see kind of what he needs, maybe anticipate a few of his needs. And then this is kind of the big one, is making sure I don't have my phone out when we're talking, because that has caused so many issues and caused so much disconnection. And it can be really easy at the end of a long day for both of us to sit on the couch next to each other with our phones out. So those are some ways that I help to nurture my marriage. We don't always get date nights. In fact, I'm trying to think when was the last, our last one was months ago. So again, I think you have to just honor the season that you're in and do what you can do with what you have. A couple weeks ago, we ordered pizza and we just sat on the couch and ate pizza and we talked. And that was our date night after the kids went to bed. So again, think about what needs to shift maybe in your communication, in the way that you think about your partner, and put that connection first and foremost, because then the children flow out of the connection with your spouse. When it comes to my kids, again, I know there's all this advice like take them on one-to-one dates and, there's all these strategies. This is what works for me. I'm with my kids all day, every day, so I know my situation's different. If your kids are in school, you may want to do something different in the sense of maybe you want to go on those like little coffee dates or go walk in the park or get some one-on-one. For me, what I have found to be most effective is staying connected to them during the day by actually listening to them when they talk, making good eye contact, touching their arm, their shoulder, giving them a hug, and most important of all is acknowledging their strengths and what I see them doing right and giving some positive feedback. Now, my kids are older, right? As of time of recording, I haven't had my baby yet, but I have a 7-year-old, 11-year-old, and a 13-year-old. So they are a bit older. But those are the ways that I stay connected to them. Another thing is just showing interest in what they show interest in. As boring as that may be for you to hear about, Pokemon. My son was really into Pokemon for a while. He's now into Star Wars. It's like he'll get going on these topics and I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about, but it's important to you. I'm going to listen and make it be important to me. It could be like with my oldest daughter, she's taken an interest in baking and I ordered her the supplies that she needs. I'm helping her. I'm making sure that she feels supported in that. With my middle daughter, it's quality time. Sitting with her, hugging her, asking her what's been on her heart and her mind lately. Again, I want to remind you, these don't have to be big, complicated gestures. I think our society really pushes that. And if you're a busy mom who's running a business, that can feel really stretchy and hard and feel like you need to sacrifice yourself to make that happen. I think you can create the connection in really small and meaningful ways. So I hope that this was supportive to you and gave you some ideas of things that you could try. But above all, I just want to encourage you to trust yourself. And if you feel that like intuitive hit to maybe do something for your husband or for your child, follow it and see what happens, because most likely it was inspired and it was something that you were supposed to do all along. Okay, hope you loved this episode. I will see you in the next one.